So class, today we are going to talk about the verb agreement, where we'll come to know about how the singular or plural form of verb is used in the sentence as per the subject. Because there are many types of subject which generally are not clear with their singular or plural form. So with the help of the rules, we will study about the rules to be used as the verb agreement. Now, the very first rule of using a verb with the subject is that whenever two subjects are joined by the conjunction and, they are considered as plural. This is the easiest form. Suppose Jan, John, and Bob. So Jan, John, Bob are singular person, but they are combined together in the statement with the word and. So it will be considered as the plural form of subject. And when the subject is considered as plural, we never add s or es to the sentence. Okay? We generally don't add s or es to the sentence. Fine. As you can see here, Bob and his brothers. Again, Bob is a singular form and he is connected with his brothers. So we will be using the verb where we are not going to use s or es. Or the verb which is without s or es is considered as plural verb. And where we add s or es to the verb is considered as singular verb. So the first rule, I guess, is clear, that when two or more subjects are combined together with the connector and, we consider the subject as plural. So we use the plural form of verb. That is, we never use add s or es to it. Okay, I guess I'm clear here. Now, moving to the second rule. If a subject is modified by the word each or every. So this is where we get confused while following the verb agreement. Okay. Here, the subject is boy and girl. But with this boy and girl, we have modified it by adding each to it. So always remember, whenever you add each or every to any of these subject, it will remain as singular. We'll consider the verb as singular. Now, don't get confused with rule 1 or rule 2 because they are related to each other. Suppose here rule 2, if we ignore each and we see boy and girl. So here it will become plural because we are combining two subject with the word and. But because it is also preceded with the word each, so now we will ignore the rule of and we will follow the rule of each and every. So here, whenever the subject is preceded with each or every, we consider the subject as singular. Okay, and with the singular subject, we add s to the verb. So don't get confused with rule 1 and 2. When each is there, we ignore rule 1. Fine. So these are the two rules. Very simple, but very important. Now moving to the third rule, you might have studied about the compound connectors. Compound connectors means either or, neither nor, not only but also. So these always comes in pair. Okay, they are always bringing a subordinate with them. So always remember, whenever the subject includes either or, again we consider the subject which is close to the verb. Okay, the subject which is close to the verb. Fine. Now Bob is singular, brother is singular. So you will not consider Bob for the verb, but you will consider brother for the verb. So your brother is singular. So you will add s or es to the verb. Now look at the second example. Here Bob is singular, but brothers word here is a plural. So we will not consider Bob, but we are going to consider the closest subject to the verb. and the closest subject is plural. So we will use the plural form of verb. Remember, with either or, neither nor, we can see it's very obvious that when you are using either or, neither nor, it means you will have two subjects. It's very obvious. Fine. So you will be considering the closest subject to the verb. Okay, we will ignore the far, the one which is far. I hope the second rule is clear to you all. Okay, moving to the fourth rule. The fourth rule is when we add everyone or everything. Okay, whenever as a subject we have everyone or everything, again it is considered as singular. Generally we confuse. Suppose if I'm saying everyone in the class will get the marks today. So it seems that, okay, so many students are there in the class, so it might be plural. But no, it's not, because every one. So I am considering one by one. Fine. So here, whenever you use everyone or everything as the subject, it will be considered as the singular form of verb. I hope I have made myself clear. So you have to remember, everyone it does not talk about all together, but it talks about one by one. So it is a singular form of verb. Okay, these are very minute things. You just need to give a look. Okay, looking to the fifth form of verb. Now listen to it carefully. First, while I'm reading the example, ignore these brackets. Okay, we'll consider these brackets later. Now read the sentence. The mother duck with all her little ducklings walks to the store. Now, if we talk about this, we'll think that one is mother duck. She is accompanied by all her little ducklings also. So definitely it might be a plural, but no. Why? Because here we have the verbal phrase. Whenever we are talking about any phrase, we will not include the phrase for the subject. We will only include the main subject. And in these examples, the main subject is the mother and she is singular. Remember, you will not include the ducklings. We'll just observe the mother duck, which is a singular. So our verb will also be in the singular form. So I guess the first 5 rules of agreement verb is clear. I'll just repeat it once again. The first one is when the two or more subjects are combined with and, it becomes plural. But if that and is preceded with each or every, again it will be considered as singular. When the sentence has each, every, or and together, we will ignore the and rule and we will follow the rule of each and every. Moving to the third one, as whenever we have either or, neither nor, the subordinating conjunctions which comes in pair, we will always consider the closest subject to the verb. The subject which is close to the verb. We will ignore the subject which is not close. Okay, like here, the brother is singular, so we have written the singular verb. Here the brother is plural, so we have written the plural verb. And the fifth rule was when we talk about everyone and everything. If everyone and everything is considered as the subject, it will be called as singular subject. Okay? And the last rule which we have studied today is with the phrasal verbs. Okay? So here verbal phrases have been used. Again, here we have two subjects. One is with the phrase, another is the main subject. So your verb will depend upon the main subject of the sentence. Okay, if the main subject is singular, you will write the singular verb. If the main subject is plural, you will write the plural verbs. Okay, so this is how we have done. And today we have studied about the first 5 rules. Maybe we'll proceed with the other rules in the next class.